Okay, the first piece to go in, I created a new header plate, and this will go in between the truss and in between the truss and receive the middle truss. Now I'm going to come off of here with another midpoint or cross or whatever. I haven't decided yet. So the way to get this in is I put it on this side first, and there's enough of a clearance where I can just walk it in. It fits right in there. I probably spent a couple hours making this piece. Alright, so it's in now. And the other thing is my gaps for those keyways weren't right, so I created some shims. And that'll just make sure everything's in contact and carrying some load. And then one on the other side. So now they're snug, and I'll use metal brackets. And I'm going to lift here because there's nothing supporting this, and then run screws into the wood here, and this will carry the truss like originally and bring it over here. The next piece, I'm going to create some reinforcement over here to put a bracket over here. So I drilled a fat hole halfway, enough for a drip bit holder, and then just the screws here, and that's going to screw into the good header here. That's simply just going to go in there. And I cut this at about a 7.5, 8 degree angle so that it's flush with this plywood, so it's not contacting the bottom. But when I screw it into the header, and I'll put some liquid nails or something in there to give it something on the ground. Down like this, it's either gap up or gap down, so I'm going to go gap down and put some fill in there. So here's a piece, just cut the length here. Nice tight fit. So this is what's going to receive the outside clamp or band for the rubber, and the awning screws are going to come into the nice piece of wood here. And I'm going to also secure this so that this plywood, or the 2x4, creates a nice flat plane to the new plywood, so it has the 3.5 inches of flat surface. And then again, I'll come back in here with liquid nails to fill in the base, and all the screws will come into this nice piece of wood. And then there's a few originally that went through the plywood and into the wall plate. So once this liquid nails dries up, it'll create a nice little pad underneath there to be able to sandwich these together. The other piece on the other side, this will use cardboard templates to get the shape. So here's the shape for the wires, here's the truss piece I cut, and here's what the other end truss piece is. So that's just going to fit right in there. It's snug. And the last piece that I have for the moment is a piece to reinforce this piece. And I'm going to have the top edge along the plywood. So I have a nice 1.5 inch flange for the new piece to get scabbed onto. That's just going to keep it nice and square. So once this is up at its angle, I'll probably put a shim in there to hold it. The top piece right here will create a nice flat plane right here. And now I've got a good 2x4 frame box. I can come back and put another flange here for this seam from 2x4 to 2x4. I can come off the middle across here with a nice stout piece. And I've already got a flange here. And I'll put the plywood in place.